Besides, the employer also finds something negative, like you had poor communication skills, you badmouth their previous company or fellow employee. So if they take you in, there might be chances whereby you cannot have a good team working with other existing employee. Your screen name was unprofessional. You shared confidential information from previous employers. This is also a big no-no. So the past employers, you always give a good experience. If you have problems with the previous employers, you might not want to name it out, because somehow people will see it as your problem. You do not know how to improvise the best of yourself that make you having a negative background or experience with your previous employers. You lied about an absence and you posted too frequently. When you posted too frequently, people will be wondering what other time that you used to work. So best is Monday to Friday that you are working, you don't post too much. Saturday and Sunday that you are working, you are not working, then you can post a lot. Moving on. Again, every time it just didn't read. Okay. Next one, what employers found during their social screening that lead them to hire a candidate. These are all the positive things that they can find. Background information supported their professional qualification for the job, confirm, tick. Job candidate was creative, tick. Job candidate site convey a professional image, tick. Well-rounded, showed a wide range of interests, tick. Got a good feel for the job candidate's personality, could see a good fit within the company culture, great communication skills, received award and accolades. Other people posted great references about you and your current job. You had interacted with company social media's account. You posted compelling video or other content, like for example, as simple as you do baking at home and then you compile it and then you give instruction on how to make a cake. So it shows that, oh, okay, you know how to do video editing. As simple as that. A large number of followers or subscribers, which means that people like what you're doing. So congratulations. Now if you have all this screened by your employer, it means that you get the job. But the monitoring doesn't stop once on the job. Some employers, they continue to monitor employees online present even if after they are hired. So after they are hired, they want to see, so far so good, you're okay in our company, you go out with your colleagues, you friend with your colleagues, you know, this kind of thing. Use social networking sites to research current employees and found content online that caused them to reprimand or fire an employee. So sometimes you got a job, but because of certain thing you posted on social media that is not appropriate, that shouldn't be there, you might lose your job. So nothing is secure. You have to continue to improve yourself and being the best all the time. We are lucky that we stay in Malaysia where our population is not that huge, but in India and in China, because of their huge population, if today you make a mistake and you are being fired, the next day the world continue to evolve and somebody will replace you due to their population are too many. So the cream de la cream, the best of the best, will be having the particular job. And if the best of the best is not performing just for a small period of time, because we are human, we are not God. So sometimes we have our up and downs. So sometimes when we are down, and luckily in Malaysia, we will have very sensible bosses and so on, but not in a country that has huge population, because the moment you are not performing, the next day they get somebody to replace you. It's very, very competitive. Okay, You can get fired for what you have posted online. It's common to read news about employees who were fired because of their online posts. I think this is common to all of you if you follow article and newspaper daily. Social media can help boost your career, connect with recruiters and powers of job search, but it can also cause harm to your reputation. So you have to use it wisely. Posting negatively about the company business or that you hate your employer are definitely not acceptable. It's also a bad idea to share on social media that you have a job offer before telling your boss and colleagues at your current position that you want to resign. So these are some of the no-nos. For now, we have COVID-19. So especially if you are not eating and you posted something, you're not wearing a mask. So this might cause trouble when it comes to like us, penjawat awam. So we will have a bigger and heavier saman and penalty. They will directly alarm our head, and then we might lose the job for not following the SOP. So careless use of using social media by employees can have negative effect on the organization. So take note of the following. Think before you post, because you have to be professional once you are a professional. Posts made on behalf of the company should be consistent with the business, marketing, and public relationship practices and objective. So in every single institution or company, they have somebody that are doing the PRO, the BKK, bagian corporate komunikasi. So they know all the protocols. They have undergone trainings to do things correctly in terms of step-by-step procedures. So sometimes we are working in the Makmal Alami in Langkawi, Pusat Penyelidikan Langkawi. So our core research over here is on geopark. However, not all the lecturers' background is expert in geopark. There are part and pieces of geopark, like there are some people who are good with stones, there are some people that are good with geology, there are some people that are good with biology. Okay, so when they are using these scientific terms on certain things, they do it correctly. But there are also people from law who knows law in terms of the protection of the geopark. But it comes to the scientific name of the species, there might be some careless mistake. So make sure you post things that are consistent, like how when you want to promote the geopark, the term used on certain species or certain sample, it should be correctly done. Be cautious about revealing confidential and proprietary information or engaging in discussion that could tarnish your reputation of that company or that of your company. Avoid also revealing personal information. Limit the amount of personal information revealed online. Get permission from other employees, clients, or business partners before publishing names or pictures online. Okay, when I was studying in France, I don't have many pictures with my colleagues. That is because the French are not obsessed with social media at all. Most of them, they might have an account, but they don't even on or it's just a subscription. They don't even really utilize it. 3 months, 6 months, they don't check their Facebook. Is very common. But let me ask you, can you not check your Facebook even for a single day? So that is a different culture. And in China, of course, they have their own website on social media that the content can only be visible and controlled within the country itself. So they don't use Facebook. They are not allowed to use Facebook. Again, remember, China is a communist country. So whatever the head says, the tail has to follow. Then also consult with colleague first. Ask for their permission whether is it okay to upload the picture, as the picture has all the faces together. I'm now in Langkawi, so my daughter mix with her friends that are mostly the expat, and they don't, not all of them liking pictures that I post about my daughter online. Recently also, if you followed about the news of David Beckham, the daughter is doing like a big Disney princess party, and they invited a lot of wealthy or big shots people's children. So he posted, and some of the parents gave very negative comments about it, that he shouldn't be bragging about the how big the party is and so on. But maybe for David Beckham, he just want to let the world know his happiness, or maybe he just want to keep a diary, a digital like diary through Facebook, and having the picture compiled over there. But for other people, they might have different perception. So make sure you ask before doing it when it involves more than one person, not just yourself. Negative staff comments on social media. Posting negative comments on social media, including personal opinions about other employees, your employer, and customer, can have a potentially devastating effect on an organization. So when the organization promotes someone, and then you start saying a negative comment, like you think the person shouldn't be promoted, and you justify why and so on, it might be out of all your personal thought, is your personal opinion. So, but because you make it public, it might bring a negative effect on the organization. So when it involves the organization and not just yourself, you are in deep trouble. Okay, next thing, bringing the organization into disrepute. A much wider audience will be aware of an inappropriate conduct that occurs online. For example, a video uploaded to YouTube could have 1,000 of views within a short period of time. So we know a lot of people get famous overnight. That's thanks to YouTube, because sometimes when people search for a certain topic, and if it's available online, people learn through online. At the same time also, if people happen to know this person and want to give some point of view, you could be suddenly a key person to that particular hottest case. So next thing is bullying and harassment on social media. Avoid cyberbullying and harassment. Online bullying and harassment can include also social exclusion, limiting interaction to cliques or groups, posting offensive or threatening comment, posting photographs or video. So threatening including, for example, let me see, for example, like okay, don't do that, otherwise I will do what. So that is a kind of threaten. Slide 19. So it's about breach of confidentiality. Unauthorized disclosure of company information via social media sites could include details relating to the profit and loss account, potential redundancy, reduced workforce because a job is no longer needed, employee personal information, client details, details of grievance, internal complaints, and trade secrets. So most of the time when we are involved in this very important matter, we might be asked to sign an NDA form, a non-disclosure form. For example, if we are being an AJK to determine which university is qualified to become an RU, an research university, there are certain criteria that they have to fulfill, and there are scores on it. So this kind of secret, you cannot just simply say something about it, even though you know. So once you're part of the committee, you have to sign the NDA, you have to zip your mouth. All right? So what is our next slide? Scroll to the next slide. Okay. Managing social media presence again. Other examples